This is the story of Veran Ali from Detroit, 1937. This is what happens when you stray away from Noble Drew Ali's path and try to be the king of Islam. And I believe it ties to the Poole family. Sacrifice to Allah ends at rim of boiling kettle. Detroit, January 30th. The Motor City, heavily infested by voodoo cults and the scene in recent years of several disturbances, came near being the site of another strange ritual Tuesday when a husband sought to make his wife and 11-year-old daughter a sacrifice to Allah in a 20-gallon pot of boiling water. The wife reported to police her mate, Veran McQueen, 33, had chosen Tuesday as the day of sacrifice when she and her daughter were to have been killed at a cult ceremony. Detectives rushed to the residence and there arrested McQueen as he tended to the boiling water, unaware that his wife had left home. McQueen, who calls himself Veran Ali because he is a servant of Allah, may be charged with threatening to kill. The wife and daughter are to be kept in hiding until there is no longer reasonable fear of reprisals from other cult members, police said. Back in 1932, a decapitated Asiatic was found on a crude altar in an Asiatic's house. His killer, Robert Harris, who claimed to be King of Islam, was arrested, found insane, and sent to an asylum. 2 years later, in 1934, police received protests that an alarming number of Asiatic children were dropping out of school and entering universities of Islam, which was Nation of Islam, NOI, because it ties to Poole Bay, you'll see, established by the cult. After 19 leaders were arrested, angry cultists marched on the central police station and engaged in a riot, bringing injuries to 13 police and scores of cult members. Violent secret society plagued 1930s Detroit. 80 years ago this spring, the murder of Detroiter Charlie Poole led to the exposure of the Black Legion. See, there's that Poole, a clan-like organization that flourished in southeast Michigan. The revelation that tens of thousands of men, including police and elected officials, belonged to a violent, hooded secret society spawned hysteria, demands for a federal investigation into a Humphrey Bogart movie. Remember, FBI was doing investigation on Morris Science Temple and found nothing. But this Poole, he was the one murdered on the altar. Legion members were persecuted for 2 murders, but they were responsible for dozens more, as well as beatings, bombings, and dire plots. The Legion's reign of terror rates as one of Detroit's darkest moments. Noble Drew Ali said the grass was going to grow up, but it coincided with one of its most glorious. Between autumn 1935 and spring 1936, the Tigers, Lions, and Red Wings all won championships. They giving a shit about no sports, man. They went bankrupt. 63. How many of you can do something? He was inquiring as to how many of them could work magic. Some of the Moors stood up. The prophet pointed his finger at them and said, I am going to kill you all. When a prophet speaks, that is a message from Allah. The Holy Prophet Muhammad said, the sorcerer will not enter paradise. So that lets you know that they was already infiltrated among the temple. Noble Drew Ali pointed his finger at him and said, I'm going to kill you all. They was among them already. The Amexem Almanac needs to make a correction. On the Cutthroats video with Christendom, there was an error. I said that there was 5 crowns representing the celebration of the defeat by Alfonso over the Moorish families. I said there was crowns. Well, there was 5 shields. So my conclusion on this demonstration is that Charlie Poole, he may have been the elder to Elijah Poole Bay. So that might have been the tie into Noble Drew Ali, but he may have been a loyal Moor because he ended up on an altar by this University of Islam and all this BS they was doing. So that may have been the tie. He may have been the last honorable Poole, and then Elijah Poole Bay and all them was on this craziness. So we're just in the ethers, brothers and sisters. Time never was when man was not. We are who our ancestors was today without doubt or contradiction. So we live forever, brothers and sisters, through Allah, being one with Allah. Islam, divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. They jumping abandoning the cares of the world, screaming cannonball. If I can speak to Taj, where's Hannibal? They surrounding the elder like cannibals. Got them chained in the basement, sitting on a stool. It's not understandable, but I'm not a fool, so I'ma study in Ali's school. Tools of the mind spin like spools. We pray divine while they stay cruel. Waving the red flag in front of a bull. Get your hook, line, and sinker, that's a jewel. Wolves garbed in wool, sharp teeth and drool. Under Moore's rule, little Canaan land is where I stand. 5 on the left, 2 on the other hand. Moorish empire spans from here to hot sand. Since fallen man, the lost had a plan. Been so long since I left that grave. 7 on the palm and I'm not no slave. Don't keep me waiting on the phone all day, is what I say when they don't wanna pay. Or Lil Teeth Dale, choking out a pope and I'm taking his shell. Send him back to Europe and I put him in a cell. Whoop him with acacia till his ass yell.